Welcome to Cowtown Colorworks not knitting episode. Today I'm trying an experiment and I thought I would share with a little vlog post. I am going to attempt to can. I'm trying to go slow enough so I don't make anybody nauseous. So what I'm doing today is I am making Tomato Basil Jam with homegrown tomatoes, basil from my window garden. The tomatoes I didn't grow, a work friend gave them to me. Onions, a Vidalia onion, some spices, some seasoning, some vinegar, and we're going to can it. Right now what I'm doing is prepping the Roma tomatoes. These need to be skinned. So I'm going to drop them in some boiling water when that comes up to boil, and then drop them in an ice bath to cool them off so they don't cook, but enough that I can peel them and take the stems out and seed them. I'm going to need 4 pounds of tomato and then some other ingredients. I have some out on the counter, some balsamic vinegar, a lemon, a Vidalia onion. These are some more tomatoes to get me to the 4 pounds. It's going to be a variety. My scale, which I guess gets double use since I'm not using it for yarn today. And just some ingredients. This spoon was my grandmother's canning spoon. She used it to stir all of hers. I think that's Malamar or something. I don't know. So of course I had to get it out to use it today. All right, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back for the quick check-in. I've measured out all my ingredients. This is apple cider vinegar and balsamic, granulated sugar, and am I blurry? And brown sugar. The spices is cumin, coriander, salt. That is blurry. Hold on. Salt. And I put a little red pepper flake in it just to make it a little spicy. It called for the juice of a whole lemon, and if you can see, I zested it and juiced it because I want that little bit of tang. Onion, my basil, which I am not going to cut until it goes in because it can bruise easily. And right now I've got 2 large tomatoes simmering so I can get the skins off. And then in here I have the cherry tomatoes. They don't need any preparation. And then I'm using Roma. So I'm using a variety of tomatoes. This is my large pot. I'm going to cook it down in this and then move it to the smaller pot once it's more condensed, and then wash and scrub this out and use it as my canner. I haven't purchased canning materials other than jars and the small stuff. I didn't buy a pot because I'm not sure if I will do this again, but if I do, I can go out and get a pot. All right, we'll be back. Okay, I have blanched all but those tomatoes. I'm going to be fancy. They're soaking in the ice bath now. They're going to cool for a little bit so I can handle them. And I just fished them out with a strainer that I bought at IKEA a long time ago. But it's nice for small projects. Okay, and then I have a garbage bowl for the tomato stems, seeds, excess stuff. And then in here, I've cut my basil. I have all the sugars, all the ingredients are in here, and it's just going to bring it to a boil. I just have it starting now because I'll have the tomatoes done shortly. It's going to cook for 2 to 3 hours, says the recipe, or until it gets down to a jam-like consistency. About an hour in, I'll probably switch pots just so I can get this large pot ready for the canning process. My jars have been run through the dishwasher, and my lids and caps have not. Once I get the tomato mixture going in the smaller pot, then I can clean it really well, bring it to a boil, and drop the glasses in the jars in for them to sterilize. I'll get a small pot out to simmer or really just heat up the seals, the lids and the rings. I've heard you shouldn't boil them, so I'm not going to. I'm just going to heat them up and get it going. So I'll check back in a little bit later once it's doing something exciting, or I'll show you some tomatoes here in a second. So one moment. Okay, I wanted to show you the progression of the tomato. So it starts in the boiling water, which is really just simmering. I'm not sure what's going on back there, but maybe it needs to be up a little higher. No, there we go. Soaks it in the ice bath. Then it comes to me. And I wanted to show you, I mean, it's simple. The skin literally peels right off. I'm trying to do this without a tripod here. So there it is. That's the end I have to remove, and some of the seeds in the middle. Once I cut it open, I take out this hard point. This is where the stem was. So that's here and here. Then I will chop it into smaller pieces. And really I'm looking for the meat, some juice, but mostly the meat. And then I'll throw it in the pot and it will start cooking. Alrighty, so it's kind of exciting. And I'll show you again. I mean, this skin literally just peels off, and I'm not losing any of the meat of the tomato. Just the skin. And it's not cooked. I mean, it got warm. I'm going to cook it anyway, but it got warm, but it's still firm and juicy. All right, I'll be back.